So a woman can't be a legend if she's wearing a headscarf? Why not? When I look at the women in my family, they're superheroes. We've never had a headscarf-wearing Muslim superhero. And if someone steals the idea, I'll flip out, I swear.
Many people think the headscarf or Islam has no place in Germany. Go back to where you came from, they say. Well, I've got a German mom, born and raised in Germany. I am here, and this is where I come from.
I'm Tual Fawal, Egyptian fire. I'm a Muslim woman of my own volition, not oppressed. I'm an actress, the first of my kind. I was born in Egypt and lived there until I was almost 10. Then we moved to Germany, to
Berlin City.
My faith plays a very big part in my life. It's a guideline, helping me to be a good person. I don't know many actors who pray while they're working. They're afraid, because they already come across as different, and they don't want to appear any more so. They prefer to do it at home. The fact that I still get fewer casting requests is because I'm the first actress with a headscarf. It's not that I get any clear answers from casting directors or the people who make the decisions, but it's definitely a case of, yes, okay, she won't remove her headscarf or do any scenes involving kissing or sex. I think that's totally unimportant, but that's the way it is. You're immediately at a disadvantage.
I'm Miriam Zouari. I'm 28 years old, a single mother to an almost 3-year-old son, and I've been wearing the hijab for almost 2 years. Religion wasn't really that important in my childhood and youth. My dad's Moroccan and my mom's German. So I pretty much grew up with both religions. I didn't have that much experience of Islam as a child, apart from whenever I saw my Moroccan aunts and uncles. My parents decided we should go our own way and pick the religion we identified with the most. Being pregnant was the main reason for me wanting to explore the issue more deeply, because I was thinking a lot about how I would raise my child. I wanted to find out for myself what values I'd like to instill in my son. How do I want to bring him up? What kind of man should he become? After my husband and I split up, that was the start of a new chapter for me. And I thought, okay, that's what I want now. I don't have to ask anyone anymore, or ask if my husband thinks it's okay. And so that was my first day. I went out in a hijab for the first time. It may sound strange, but I felt totally free. It was so liberating for me. I'm very glad I took the step when I did, not just the separation, but also wearing the hijab. I'm very proud to have done it.
So this is the shisha bar, just for women. Only women are allowed here over the age of 18, and I think it's just really nice because it's a relaxed, safe space for women, where you don't have to watch out what you say. A shisha bar you can walk into, and it doesn't feel like you're on a catwalk with everyone staring. You can just chill with your girls, and if you like, you can go a little bit wild, but halal style. The stereotypical white German society sees a veiled woman as an oppressed woman, weak, because she allows herself to be oppressed. Within the Muslim community, you're untouchable, so to speak. You can't make any mistakes. You can only wear the headscarf a certain way. But we're also living in a patriarchy. So men can make mistakes, but women can't. And me? I'm too German for the Muslim community, too open. And for the Germans, I'm too Muslim.
Have you all had a pedicure?
My feet aren't done. Oh well. She kept the headscarf idea a bit of a secret at first. Initially, she kept it to herself before more or less confronting us with it and said, well, that's how it is now.
The people I know reacted positively. There were questions from my friends and family. Why had I decided to wear it, and whether I was sure. But when I reassured them that I'm doing it out of conviction, that I'm totally sure, they all said they would support me. So the responses were positive. As far as faith goes, you're Christians, I'm Muslim. Then we've also got someone who doesn't really believe in anything. But that never affected the friendship, or us as mums.
So in der Freundschaft oder auch als Mamas oder so nie eine Rolle gespielt.
You were actually brought up with Islam, or more or less culturally forced to grow up in an Islamic environment. And then pretty much at the same time as I said I was wearing the headscarf, you said, I'm going to have my children baptized.
Yeah, it's true.
Und du?
And you?
Warum bist du hier?
Why are you here?
Wie konntest du all das zulassen?
How could you allow all this?
Wie?
How could you allow all this?
All das zulassen.
The feeling that you're not doing enough in your job, that's what scares me the most. Regardless of what you do, you win prizes. One of the most important prizes in Germany, in your first ever role with no acting experience. You're a natural. They all say that, but where are the jobs? And you still take someone who can't act that well and give them jobs because, I don't know, you're so stubborn you can't imagine that you'll get more out of a woman with a headscarf than just the headscarf?
Darauf ist, dass man sich nicht mehr vorstellen kann, dass man aus einer Frau mit Kopftuch mehr rausholen kann als nur das Kopftuch. Warte, ich hol dir einen Löffel. Sonst ist halt jetzt
in my close circle, there's really no one who's Muslim, who I could turn to.
Zurückgreifen könnte. So? Oder
You want more? Is that enough?
Reicht? Das ist schon schwierig, wenn man
For sure, it's difficult because you're completely alone with it. In the morning, you know you're the only one getting up so early to pray. Or I'm the only one making sure we don't eat any pork. Everyday things like that. It makes me feel anxious sometimes. All by yourself? In Germany, you're always somehow the foreigner. And in Morocco, of course, you're always the German. You can't speak the language and always need Dad to translate. In Germany, we are seen as Mediterranean, and in Morocco, we are too white. So where do we belong? I feel more at home in Germany. Life here is pretty secure.
Das Leben hier ist ja schon ziemlich doll abgesichert. Und selbst wenn man jetzt
Even in the worst-case scenario, where he would suffer because he is a Muslim man. He can't find a job or a circle of friends. You're still never alone.
Hello.
Are you a lion? I'm a lion. From the Muslim perspective, it's difficult because it's assumed that if someone doesn't follow the Muslim faith, you won't be seeing them in paradise. That's why it's natural for me to want him to adopt my beliefs. But considering his heritage and my faith, depending on what he chooses, he'll certainly be confronted with problems at some point. But I believe that he can still lead a really good life.
Ich sehe meine Zukunft hier nicht.
I don't see my future here because I don't feel at ease here with my appearance, my heritage, or my religion. Because I can't imagine a future with children here at any point. Also because I can't imagine finding a suitable partner here. Then where? That's a good question. Because there's racism and discrimination everywhere. But I might go to London for a few years, initially. Because I've been there and I had a feeling that things were better there.
Hier ist dein Ziel. Mann, ja.